So, when you're trying to get a handle on some new tech, maybe figure out what's actually useful without wading through pages of docs.
Yeah, cutting through the noise.
Exactly. You just want the key takeaways fast. Well, that's what we're aiming for here.
Right.
And today, we're focusing on something pretty interesting in the AI space, these AI coding agents.
hmm And we've got some good material to work with. We're looking at Ang's Notes on AI blog series,
Okay.
specifically part 17. He gives a really insightful first look at a new AI coding agent. It's called Crush.
Crush.
And it
Okay.
fits into that whole world of, command line tools, CLI, and text-based user interfaces, TUI tools.
Gotcha. So CLI and TUI. Right. So our mission for this deep dive then is to really unpack what Aang found with Crush.
Yeah, the initial evaluation.
What makes it stand out maybe, and how does it stack up against tools people might already be using like Aider?
Exactly.
We want to give you that shortcut basically. Get you up to speed on this specific new development straight from someone who's actually tried it early on.
And what's really interesting right off the bat is the author's take was actually really positive.
Oh, really? Good first impression.
Very good.
Yeah.
Which, in this crowded space of AI tools popping up everywhere, that kind of strong first reaction, it often means the tool is hitting on a real need.
A genuine pain point for developers maybe.
Precisely. Not just another novelty. They pointed out that Crush has, well, all the appealing bits you'd expect from a good TUI,
Okay.
but crucially, it also ships with really sensible default settings.
Ah, defaults matter.
They really do. That combination just makes it attractive right away if you want something efficient without tons of setup.
That sounds like a big plus. So a strong start. But when you talk about TUI features and sensible defaults, was there anything specific that really jumped out to the author?
Yes, absolutely. There was one feature they highlighted that honestly sounds pretty great.
Okay, what was it?
It was the way Crush handles LLM model selection, picking which large language model to use.
Oh, yeah. How so? Because, juggling those models, trying one, then switching, that can definitely interrupt your flow.
Totally. You're trying to remember the command, or maybe you have to scroll through this massive list.
Right. Or dig into config files, restart the whole thing. It's a hassle. So how does Crush handle that?
Apparently, it's remarkably smooth. Instead of that long command line list or messing with configs,
Yeah.
Crush just lets you switch between different LLMs really quickly, seamlessly.
Oh, nice.
It kind of hides all that complexity, makes trying different models feel, well, just part of the coding process, not this big technical detour.
That does sound thoughtful. Like they really consider the developer experience.
Exactly, making it usable and, frankly, maybe even enjoyable from the get-go.
Okay, so if Crush is that appealing, smart defaults, easy LLM switching, that naturally leads to the question, right? Does it replace the old favorites?
Mm-hmm.
The author specifically asks if Crush is going to take over from their sort of main CLI tool, which is Aider.
Right. Aider's pretty well known.
Yeah. For anyone who doesn't know, it's popular for doing things like real-time code suggestions, refactoring, right in your environment. So what was the verdict? Crush versus Aider.
Well, it wasn't quite a knockout blow for Aider, it seems.
Yeah, oh, okay. More nuanced.
Yeah, very much so. It sounds like it's more about different tools for different jobs.
Mm-hmm.
The author was clear that despite Crush's appeal,
Yes.
Aider is still going to be their #1 choice for their personal projects.
Interesting. So Aider holds his ground for personal stuff.
Seems that way. And that's not really a knock on Crush, I think. It's more recognizing that, different tools have different strengths.
Right.
Maybe Aider has that robustness or familiarity or just a specific feature set that keeps it essential for certain kinds of work, even with shiny new tools like Crush coming along.
That really highlights something we're seeing a lot, doesn't it? In this whole AI coding tool space.
What's that?
It's maybe less about finding the one tool to rule them all and more about building a toolkit, finding the right tool for this specific task, or maybe even just what feels right for you as a developer.
Exactly. So if we kind of pull it all together, the main takeaway here is that Crush made a really strong, positive first impression,
Okay.
especially those TUI features and the smart defaults.
Yeah.
Big wins there.
Yeah.
And this isn't just, surface level stuff. It points to this bigger trend where the user experience, the actual interface design,
Yeah.
it's becoming just as vital as the AI smarts underneath.
Yeah, absolutely. And thinking of about that user experience, that LLM switching feature you mentioned,
Hmm.
that really does seem like a standout. It's not just a minor convenience. It tackles a real common friction point for developers.
Definitely.
And I also find that comparison to Aider fascinating. Crush looks appealing, definitely one to watch.
Sure.
But Aider sticking around for personal projects, that suggests the future isn't necessarily one winner, but maybe more like a toolbox, right? Specialized tools, each great at their own thing.
That leads to a good final thought, actually. Thinking about this evaluation and the rise of tools like Crush with these unique interfaces, how might that change how you, listening now, approach coding or other digital workflows?
Mm.
Does a slicker interface, like the easy LLM switching, make you more willing to experiment? Or do you tend to stick with your established tools and habits?
Yeah, where's that balance for you between the shiny new thing and the comfortable old shoe, so to speak?
It's something to think about, isn't it? That balance between innovation and personal preference.
Definitely something to mull over. Well, hopefully this deep dive gave you a clear picture of Crush and where it fits in this fast-moving AI coding world.
Hope it was useful.
Thanks for tuning in and keep exploring.